Alfa Romeo Automobile Troubleshooting. If you're looking for help fixing your Alfa Romeo automobile, look no further. Our comprehensive Alfa Romeo Automobile Troubleshooting Guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and show you how to read your model's error codes. Weak key fob battery. If your Alfa Romeo has a push start, stop button, then it's possible that your vehicle may not start due to a weak key fob battery. Don't worry, you can still start your vehicle, the battery is only used to send the signal for locking. Unlocking. If the key fob battery is empty, the door no longer locks or unlocks at the push of a button. The doors must then be opened manually. The immobilizer is controlled by a passive transponder. Passive means, among other things, that the transponder in the key does not need its own power source. If you have a model of Alfa Romeo that only has a key fob with a start, stop button and no place to insert a key, then try placing your key fob as close to the start, stop button as you can then start the vehicle. If it doesn't work, then look in your vehicle's operational manual for the exact location of key fob placement, as it may vary depending on the model. Clogged fuel filter. The fuel filter of your Alfa Romeo does not wear out like a mechanical part, but it gets clogged by dirt and airborne particles and clogs over time. The permeability of the filter drops, and so does the fuel pressure. To a certain extent, this doesn't matter, but if the fuel filter is too dirty, the engine will no longer perform at full capacity and in some instances may not start at all. Cleaning is not possible. You can only change the filter. Rodent damage. Rodent damage can be another reason why your Alfa Romeo won't start. The animals crawl under the vehicle and bite through cables and wires. In principle, this can affect all vehicle systems such as the fuel supply, the oil supply, or the power supply. The rodent damage can usually be seen quickly by looking into the engine compartment. The damage caused by the rodent bite can be repaired in the workshop. Be prepared for relatively high costs here. Puddles of fluid. That wet spot on the pavement that's coming from your car is usually just water from the air conditioning. But you should note any suspicious puddles and investigate to make sure that they're only comprised of water. If the liquid is clear but slick, it might be brake fluid. And if it has the strong scent of gasoline, then you know you're leaking fuel. The liquid that's see-through and red or green color is coolant. A darker red is transmission fluid. And brown or black is most likely oil. Being able to identify the leak can help you scout out the right area when you're trying to track down the problem. It's also helpful if you're trying to communicate the issue to a repair person. The steering wheel is shaking. There are a number of reasons why a steering wheel shakes when driving a vehicle. Damaged suspension components or wheel bearings are usually to blame if this happens immediately after you start the car and pull away. If the wheel shakes at higher speeds, it is more often an issue with tire. Wheel balance. To resolve this, you will need to take the car for a proper mechanical inspection. It could be as simple a fix as getting your wheels aligned. The brakes are squeaking, grinding. The brake system will start to wear out just like any other moving part you have in the car. Brakes are vital. They are essential to make sure you can stop safely, so any kind of brake-related problems, including unusual noise or a soft brake pedal, should be taken care of by a professional mechanic at the earliest possible opportunity. There are some minor issues that can cause brakes to squeak or squeal, but once you start to notice grinding, you definitely need to get them replaced. The car is consuming too much oil. Fresh oil is essential for a car to function, but if you are constantly topping up your oil level, you may have a problem with the car. If you start to notice a drop-off in performance or the oil light comes on, you will definitely need to check the oil. If you don't get the oil changed regularly, you might find that the engine becomes corroded. Poor quality oil or lack of regular changes can also cause blockages in the oil filter. It is best to change the oil filter at the same time as you change the oil, although some modern cars do have a filter bypass system in place. SourceWheelsJoint.com